Tonight on Cougar News, a local student starts a fundraiser relief efforts in the Philippines after Typhoon Haiyan.
Also, find out what national award the city of Santa Clarita just earned this past week.
Plus, there's nothing better than the start of local playoff football. We have the latest on this edition of Cougar News. Cougar News starts right now.
This is Cougar News.
Hello and welcome to Cougar News. I'm Adam Schumes.
And I'm Taylor Villanueva. Here's the latest in the Cougar Newsroom.
Former Canyon High School football player and Santa Clarita native Nick Longshore was pronounced dead today after sustaining injuries from an ATV accident last week. Longshore crashed his quad in Idaho Falls, Idaho last week and was admitted to the hospital with massive injuries from the crash. Longshore was an offensive lineman for the Canyon Cowboys and BYU and was brothers with Nate and Ben Longshore, both who played quarterback at Cal and Utah State respectively. Nick has survived through his family and his wife Caroline, who is pregnant with their second child.
The Santa Clarita Valley lost a couple in a fatal car accident during Veterans Day weekend. Robert Corona and Nicole Hoffman were victims of a traffic collision near California City, and a candlelight vigil was held in their honor last Tuesday. Monique Urquidez gives us an inside look on the event.
Surrounded by candlelight, family and friends come together to mourn the loss of their beloved couple.
There's no pain like death because it feels so final.
25-year-old Robert Corona and 19-year-old Nicole Hoffman both lost their lives in a traffic collision over Veterans Day weekend. While driving, Nicole went to turn around and she was hit twice. The first time, Robert got out to save her, and that is when they were hit again.
And I knew that day that she left all those little presents for me. I fell in love with her that day. I was like, wow, you're going to be the greatest friend ever.
Over 100 people gathered in Central Park on November 12th to pay their respects to the former Santa Clarita residents. Individuals held candles, and the ceremony was decorated in purple and green, Robert and Nicole's favorite colors.
And those memories, I'll never forget those memories. They're just priceless. And I love all my kids so much. It's just really hard.
Communities of loved ones have been there since day one, from the hospital until now. Help in fundraising for the memorial service is being asked to anyone interested in helping out. To donate, visit www.youcaring.com/Robert Corona Nicole Hoffman. For Cougar News, I'm Monique Urquidez.
The funeral for Nicole Hoffman was held yesterday. The burial was at Internal Valley and the wake was held at the Real Life Church. Family and friends gathered to pay their respects to the former Valencia High School student.
She was just always so much fun. I didn't really know Robert, but they seem to be extremely in love. Everyone's saying that they lived happily ever after together, and they did because they went together. They seem so in love. He sounds like a great person. I know she was a great person, and her family and In-N-Out family and all her friends are going to miss her and him.
With the flu season right around the corner, COC has found a way to help the residents of Santa Clarita stay healthy this winter season. Aldo Canepa has more.
College of the Canyons hosted its flu shot clinic and point of dispensary, where it helped Santa Clarita residents, young and old, sign up to get their flu shots.
This is the 8th annual event, and it serves two purposes. One is to inoculate the community against the influenza virus, and the second is it's a training effort or a training exercise between the different agencies. If we ever had to do a large-scale inoculation in the event of a flu pandemic or a terrorist event, we're trained and ready to do so.
Hundreds of volunteers and nursing students of College of the Canyons helped make sure this flu clinic ran smoothly and efficiently.
I mean, just a bunch of neat volunteers, and just to be able to have this for the community, I think is fabulous.
Really great. We've got to see some younger patients, some older patients are coming in, they're getting their flu shot. So it's been really good. Yeah, I think it's a really good way to give back to the community, to come out and continue to do this shot. It's also really good because if there's any kind of natural disaster, it trains us all to have a point of distribution of any kind of drugs that we need to give out or vaccinations.
So as you can see, the flu clinic helps hundreds of people, including this reporter, stay healthy this flu season. For Cougar News, I'm Aldo Canepa.
We are joined by our breaking news expert, Aldo Canepa.
What do you have for us, Aldo?
A lot, guys. I have a lot for you, including this story. 5 restaurants up and 5 restaurants went down as Beef O'Brady's called it quits after 19 weeks since opening. Problems started in September when the restaurant promised to air the Mayweather versus Canelo fight. But when the fight night arrived, satellite provider forgot to give them access, causing angry customers and $1,200 to go down the drain. Owner Hano Tamori said, I quote, "I never recovered. I ran out of money and I'm out $500,000, end quote. And the life of serial killer white supremacist Joseph Paul Franklin ended this morning with his execution in Missouri. Franklin, 63, targeted blacks and Jews in a cross-country killing spree from 1977 to 1980. He was executed at the state prison in Bonne Terre for killing Gerald Gordon, a sniper shooting outside of a suburban St. Louis synagogue in 1977. Franklin was convicted of 7 other murders and claimed responsibility for about a dozen more. But on the brighter side, President Obama honored John F. Kennedy today while presenting former President Bill Clinton and 15 other Americans with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. The award created 50 years ago by Kennedy himself. Other recipients included television legend Oprah Winfrey, country music star artist Loretta Lynn, women's rights leader Gloria Steinem, baseball great Ernie Banks, and pioneering astronaut Sally Ride. Obama and Clinton later traveled to Arlington National Cemetery for a solemn ceremony at the eternal flame that marks Kennedy's grave. Friday is the 50th anniversary of the assassination that transformed American politics and culture. And that does it for this edition of Breaking News. Get the news as it happens at cougarnews.com. I'm Aldo Canepa, back to the news desk with Adam and Taylor. Have a good night.
In a time when anything can happen, especially following the typhoon in the Philippines, the relief aid from the American Red Cross is the deciding factor of life and death. The city of Santa Clarita might be losing that relief. Cougar News reporter Bijan Nazare-Pertusi tells us why.
When disaster strikes, the Red Cross is usually on the front line of defense. For residents in Santa Clarita, that response time might become a little slower. This Red Cross office on Valencia Boulevard is closing its doors and leaving for good. But American Red Cross Regional Disaster Program Officer Scott Underwood says the help will still be available.
The Red Cross is not leaving. We are going to be there. It just might look different. We might not have a permanent location.
The building was being leased on a contractual 30-day agreement, so about a month ago, the property owners told the American Red Cross it will have to relocate. By doing so, the big fear is that the Santa Clarita Valley will be cut off from relief aid if a major disaster were to happen. In this particular office, volunteers and blood donators fill the room frequently for blood drives. This is a first-timer donating blood in this office and might be the last one. Here at the American Red Cross office in Santa Clarita, amongst other programs, donators have 2 chances a week to give blood. But with this facility closing, where will they do it next? When the building is closed, in case of a disaster, the first responders would be from nearby Bakersfield, Antelope Valley, and Ventura. So what is the emergency procedure for the Santa Clarita community?
We're working through it, and we will have our disaster response capability in place. It just might be coming from different locations, but we will be continuing to engage and involve our volunteers, provide training in the Santa Clarita Valley area.
In case the disaster does strike, let's hope the response teams don't take too long. For Cougar News, I'm Bijan Nazare-Pertusi reporting.
Thousands of Filipino casualties have resulted from the Typhoon Haiyan, and thousands of family members are left suffering and mourning their losses. ASG member Alex Medell and LBC, a Panorama City shipping company, are holding a typhoon donation drive on Thursday at the Student Center from 1 to 4 p.m. Donations of canned goods, blankets, towels, toiletries, and medicine are needed. So, Alex, what exactly is your involvement in this whole fundraiser?
Through ASG, I really wanted to do something to help all the victims of Typhoon Haiyan. So that's why I decided to do this event, the Typhoon Haiyan donation drive, to collect canned goods, blankets, towels, medicine, and toiletries to help as many people as we can as soon as we can.
And what made you personally decide to try to set this up?
With all the news, it's really hard to, avoid seeing everything that's happening out there. Conditions just seem unimaginable and I can't imagine, you know, being there myself. So that's why I really wanted to do whatever I can to help.
And do you think it's important for all the community members of Santa Clarita to just come together and help out?
Most definitely, yeah. This event, you know, is worldwide. I can't, you know, this is nothing of its kind. This is such a big event, and I just wanted to involve as many students and community members as I could to do whatever they can. Like, even the smallest donation would be really appreciated.
And now, I know there are a lot of other organizations helping out the victims also in the Santa Clarita Valley. Have you gotten in touch with any of those?
Yes, after hearing about the event, faculty member and doctor of the College of the Canyons, Dr. Acosta, reached out to me, and she let me know about all the things happening within the community. So she let me know that the Santa Clarita Valley International Program is actually accepting monetary donations on top of, you know, canned goods and clothes on top of, you know, the event that I'm having if no one can, or if they can't make it.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and I'll see you at the fundraiser.
Thanks
for
for having me.
And now, coming up next, find out the latest and where Santa Clarita ranks in safety. Stay tuned.
You are so worthless. Why don't you just go kill yourself?
It's the first time I've ever seen the same letter grade across all your classes.
Get out! Let's break. You can't shut me. Walk right here. Nobody wants to beat it.
The College of the Canyon Studio Jazz Ensemble and Lab Band, under the direction of Casey Manji, featuring vocalist Catherine Lynch-Meyering, presented Evening of Holiday Jazz. Come join us December 6th at 7:30 in the evening at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center. Tickets available at the door. General admission $10 and $5 for students and seniors. Don't miss this special holiday performance. See you December 6th at the Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center.
It's now official. Santa Clarita ranks as one of the safest cities in California. The Santa Clarita Valley ranked number 37 in a recent poll by Safewise. The website ranked the safest cities by looking at crime statistics and FBI reports for communities with a population of more than 50,000. Saratoga, a small community near Silicon Valley, earned the #1 spot.
Many believe education is the cornerstone to success. Children in Santa Clarita are finding a fun way to learn and begin their progress to prosperity. Oscar Rogel tells us more.
It appears that the children are just playing, but believe it or not, they're actually learning. That's what early childhood education essentially is, learning through play. President Obama's 2013 State of the Union address set the goal of achieving a universal pre-kindergarten program for all children, specifically those from low and moderate income families.
The lack of access to a great preschool education can have an impact on their entire lives.
In Santa Clarita, the Shooting Stars Center understands the importance of early childhood education and offer a great program for many local children.
This is really the time for them to find out about who they are and how to be in a part of a social situation with their peers and how to take direction from a teacher. These are the things that we like for kids to do when they're here.
Here at Shooting Stars, we use developmentally appropriate practices, and that's a real fancy way of saying learning through play. And that, I believe, is the essence of early childhood development. It's just so cool to be able to see kids learning on their own.
Statistics have shown that early childhood education is one beneficiary for young children. Reporting here from Stevenson Ranch, I am Oscar Rogel for
Cougar News!
All right.
The annual College of the Canyon Scholarly Presentation was presented last week by Catherine Coleman, a sociology professor here at COC. Her topic, Our Two-Faced Book World, explained what the effects of Facebook are in our society today and what it may be creating for the future. The hour-long presentation covered how far social media and the internet has come, advancing from only a few computers to now millions, and explained that the theory suggests Facebook is creating a self-promoting, narcissistic, and dehumanized future society.
Instead of deleting our virtual lives, to simply manage them, to be more educated about Facebook, to be more literate as consumers, to know the costs and the benefits, and to know when enough is enough. Essentially, how we can regain our humanization and our human selves in the virtual world.
Hey Taylor, I think we should go see a movie this weekend.
Well, luckily we have our entertainment expert, Melissa, here with us to tell us what the cool movies are this weekend.
And there's lots of movies going on this weekend. The holiday season is in full swing, and that can only mean that Hollywood is churning out the films that everyone wants to see, including the sequel to Jennifer Lawrence's Gate to Stardom. The highly anticipated Hunger Games sequel, Catching Fire, premieres this weekend. In Catching Fire, hero Katniss Everdeen finds herself as a celebrity role model after winning the Hunger Games, which is a problem for the Capitol. The film is expected to make $375 million in the U.S. Other movies to look forward to is Vince Vaughn's Delivery Man. This movie is based on the aging slacker that discovers he's the biological father of 533 children through fertility donations and now must face the truth. This movie will be in theaters this Friday. And if you just want to get into the holiday spirit, The Christmas Candle is a movie fun for the whole family that shows the importance of kindness and good deeds. This Sunday, the American Music Awards are broadcast live in Los Angeles from the Nokia Theater. Rapper Pitbull will host the show along with performances by Katy Perry, Miley Cyrus, Justin Timberlake, One Direction, and a 90s pop star TLC will make a return to the stage. This year's stars like Macklemore, Bruno Mars, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Justin Timberlake are all nominated for Artist of the Year. Jewelry company Fred Siegel in Santa Monica was scammed out of thousands of dollars in jewelry this week. An imposter posed as one of Nick Cannon's security guard and said that Cannon needed the jewelry. They met at the Roosevelt Hotel where the exchange occurred. The man said he would take it up to Cannon, but then took the jewelry and disappeared. LAPD officials have not announced exactly how much was stolen. Actress Brittany Murphy's father says he has proof that his daughter died of poisoning. The actress died in 2009, and an autopsy report showed she died from pneumonia. Murphy's father took samples of her hair, blood, and tissue to a private lab that tested that Murphy had high levels of heavy metals commonly found in rat poison. The coroner's office continues to stand by the original conclusion of pneumonia. And that's it with entertainment for this week. I hope you guys go and have a good time at the theaters.
Oh, we shall. The nation of Nicaragua is surrounded by water, and it even has the word water in its name. But ironically, most citizens of Nicaragua don't have access to clean drinking water. Jesse Canales tells us how 5 COC students help better a small community in Nicaragua.
Water, water, everywhere, but not a drop to drink. That is what most Nicaragua citizens have to live with. The majority of water available to them is undrinkable. 5 COC students visited their sister school in Miravalle, Nicaragua to provide the local community and school children with access to drinking water.
We built a water tank and added a filter at the end so that they could have access to clean water for a year, because that's how long the filter lasts, so that they had on again, off again access to water from the city. I mean, they weren't able to collect it in any way. So sometimes there was water, sometimes there wasn't. So now they could connect what water system they did have to this tank. So when there is water, it fills up.
The water in the Miravalle community can only be described as...
It's pretty bad. They had a faucet and they had a couple of plastic gallons that they were collecting the water in, but the faucet itself was not in good condition. It was leaking. That was something that needed to be repaired, as well as the way that they were storing the water was not sanitary.
The Santa Clarita International Valley Program President, Dr. Claudia Acosta, who led the Nicaragua Water Tank Project, was actually born in Nicaragua.
It is through these programs with students that I become more familiar with my own country. So it is especially rewarding to do this in your own country. It is also a little bit sad because it's your country and you see the poverty.
The people of Nicaragua were very thankful for the COC students' charity.
There was this one woman She had a little baby. She was a mother to one or two of the kids. And she told us,
Ustedes, muchachos, que aquí vienen, aquí ustedes, turistas, vienen a compartir con nosotros, que vayan un buen viaje.
One of Nicaragua's most beloved public figures, former President Enrique Bolaños, came down to thank the students. Dr. Acosta will be leading another trip to Nicaragua, but this time around, they're hoping to build a library. For Cougar News, Jesse Canales.
The holiday season approaching, many people took the opportunity to shop over the weekend for one-of-the-kind arts, crafts, and much more.
The city of Santa Clarita hosted their annual Fine Craft Show, a weekend for many vendors to come out to display and sell their one-of-a-kind items.
2013 Fine Craft Show is all about celebrating various arts and crafts. There's a lot of unique items that are made by people both locally and regionally, and they're here at Old Orchard Park today selling their art form and crafts.
People like to come to these events, support local artists, and buy something that's unique you can't find in a mall or, at a big box store.
I'd have to say meeting the people, doing marketing. I'm a very creative person. I love being out here and learning about, craft shows. We're new to this, but it's been nice. It's been nice.
If you're a vendor looking to participate in this event or other future events hosted by the city of Santa Clarita, you can visit santa-clarita.com/arts. Reporting from Old Orchard Park in Newhall, I am Oscar Rogel for Cougar News and SCV TV.
Find out how Saugus High and pro wrestlers are connected.
Plus, we give you the latest in sports all around the valley. Stay tuned.
In the mood for endless Italian dishes? Vincenzo's Pizza is your one-stop shop.
From their hand-tossed thin crust pizzas to their meaty Chicago dogs and their toasty sandwiches
To their creamy chicken Alfredo pasta.
I love their chicken Alfredo pasta.
Vincenzo's Newhall has exactly what your appetite desires.
With fresh ingredients, 12 cold beers on tap, and live entertainment on the weekend, you will not be disappointed.
Vincenzo's Pizza, inch for inch, the best pizza in the Santa Clarita Valley.
Habitat for Heroes.
Really, it's a story about people.
Letting people see that they're not alone, they're not isolated. We're here to help.
And we need to work on behalf of our veterans.
Then we can really change that veteran's ability to reintegrate into the community.
Habitat for Heroes is not just rebuilding homes, but it's rebuilding lives.
And that's the message we want to get across.
Get involved. Visit habitatscv.org and find out how you can help.
Raising money for school programs is not uncommon. However, Saugus High School chose an interesting way to go about fundraising, choosing body slams over bake sales. James Frank has more.
There are no losers when it comes to fundraising, but at Saugus High School this past Saturday, the Centurions were ready to do battle for ASB.
ASB is the Associated Student Body, it's student government. So when they run a fundraiser and they do multiple things like this all during the year, the money they raise, they divvy up to all the different clubs and organizations on campus. We're hoping that we see quite a few people here, people in the community, people that are fans of the wrestlers themselves.
Wrestlers like former WWE star Rikishi.
First of all, I'd like to thank the city of Santa Clarita, thank Saugus High School and all the fans for the support, for letting us come into their home. The goal is to help as many schools as we can, be it in Santa Clarita or the Valley, just anywhere. We kind of use the platform of professional wrestling, either candy sale or pro wrestling. I think for the parents, number one, they love bringing their kids to the pro wrestling shows.
Actually, they're the wrestling fans. This is very, very entertaining. I think exciting. This is better than the one on TV. Every school, every high school, I recommend this as a fundraiser. This is the best thing you guys can do.
So we're looking to make money any way we can, so that school doesn't have to pay for us to take these trips. And so, every bit counts.
Saugus High School, welcome to
show was underway with some great action, and fans let me know who they wanted to see.
I want to see Rikishi wrestle. I want to see the Sting face. That's what I'm here for.
And I guarantee you, if you never watch wrestling, it's your first time coming to check out not only us, but any other wrestling show, I guarantee you're going to end up falling in love with the sport.
There were rumors that someone from Saugus' staff was going to step into the ring themselves.
It might be an AS beating for Mr. Boldy. I don't know. We'll see.
By the looks of it, Mr. Boldy would be the one dishing out the AS beating and saving the Centurion mascot.
No one, and I mean no one, comes into our house and pushes Saugus around. Never! Saugus #1!
If you yourself are looking for fundraising ideas, check out knoxprowrestling.com. For SCV TV and Cougar News, I'm James Frank.
And now we have our sports guru, Jesse Merrick. Jesse Merrick.
What's going on with sports, Jesse?
Man, what an intro. Tell you what, if that doesn't get you pumped up for this segment, maybe this will. It's that time of year again. No, not the holiday season. I'm talking about the CIF playoffs. And the Santa Clarita Valley was well represented last Friday night. We start off with the Canyon Cowboys facing the West High Warriors. Colorado-bound quarterback Cade Apsey trying to lead his team past those Warriors. Early in the second half, down 20-13, Apsey takes a snap, looks downfield, and hits Liam Cabrera on the post for the huge TD. They score less than a minute into the half and cut the lead down to 1. After a Warrior touchdown, Apsey trying to keep his team in it. He scrambles around, slips one defender, but takes a shot to the head. And he would go down, but he does return to the game later. Up by 8, West High getting a little crazy. Off the fly sweep, Clark pitches it to his QB, Zach Heger. And he chucks it over 40 yards to his receiver for the tud. Man, that kid's looking like Thor with the long hair. Back from injury and down by 15, Apsey is doing all he can to keep the Cowboys alive. Throws it on a rope to Kua, who takes it for 6. So you're saying there's a chance. But wait, Apsey's down again, and this time he would not return. Could this be the last pass we see from his stellar high school career? Man, that's hard to see. 3rd and 9 on the edge of the red zone, the backup trying to make something happen, and the Warriors bring the heat, and they do get to Martin, who coughs it up. And they recover it. West High wins 35-27. Got some more CIF action as the Redondo Union Seahawks traveled to Valencia to face the Vikings. Little pregame speech here, trying to get the Vikings going. It's got to pump you up. Take you to the first quarter. Quarterback Jake Wallace breaks a couple tackles and trucks his way into the end zone. Vikings strike first for the early lead. Now in the second, with less than 7 minutes left, Seahawks quarterback Harrison Feature connects with his receiver for 47 yards. Most importantly, he turns it for the TD, tying the score at 7. Still in the second, after a muff punt by the Seahawks, Viking J.J. Wilson bulldozes his way into the end zone, putting the Vikings up 14-7. Starting off the second half, here's Wilson doing it once again, plowing over the defense for 6. Vikings lead 21-7. Now with just under 5 minutes left in the third, Seahawks look to put 3 on the board, but hold on, it's a fake. Feature hits Colin Hindle for the score from 16 yards out, cutting the lead to 7. As the fourth quarter rolls on, Wallace drops back and finds his favorite target, none other than Nick Jones for the 39-yard touchdown reception, putting the Vikings up 31-14, and they would run away with it.
We just came together. We told each other that we had to play our hearts out if we wanted to reward ourselves with another week of football. That's what we did.
I thought the kids did a good job of kind of fighting through it. You know, sometimes in the playoffs you come off a league season where you feel really good about your league season, and then you kind of got to get it going. You can't hit that plateau. I thought we kind of plateaued out during the middle of the game, and I thought in the fourth quarter, I thought our kids kind of kept playing through it, though. And the good thing was that the kids played through it, and sometimes you got to get that in the playoffs.
All right, saving the best for last, we'll take you out to the game of the week from last Friday. The Saugus Centurions taking on the Pac-7 League champs, Atascadero. Getting right into it, we pick up action in the fourth quarter. Saugus QB Chris Hamilton right there, diving in for the score. Centurions up 21-14. But on the ensuing kickoff, it's Cooper Cooley who fields the kick from the 2-yard line, and he takes it right up the hashes, 98 yards. And I'm telling you, he is gone. Nobody is catching him. Now tied at 27-all, it's Atascadero's Mark Martin. He fumbles it, and it's picked up by Noah Bell. Saugus is in business. It would lead to this. Senior Reed Roop goes through everybody. 8 yards for the score. There's 1:40 left in the game. Quarterback Rob Berwick with all the time in the world, but it's Austin Davenport who finishes it off. Saugus wins it 34-27. Time to take it to the pitch at COC, College of the Canyons versus Citrus College. The Lady Cougars haven't lost since August 30th and are looking to keep the streak alive. The last time these two teams met, it ended in a tie, but we can't have that again. Something's got to give. First half, it's Yesenia Aviles to Leilani Conrad, who sets up Stacy Atwater for the goal. 1-0 lead for the Cougs. But Citrus coach Tim Tracy ain't liking what he's seeing, so he gives the ref a piece of his mind. But to quote the great Bill Engvall, here's your sign. That's going to be a yellow card for coach. Early into the second half now, the Owls come out, giving the Cougars a hoot, tying the game at 1 with the header from Rebecca Evans. Now, off the corner kick, Atwater again finds the net for her second of the night, putting the Cougars on top and clinching the Western State South Conference. Now we'll take you from the Lady Cougars to their leader. Under head coach Justin London, the women's soccer team is the most successful it's ever been. His passion for coaching has turned a cellar dweller into a conference powerhouse.
Many high school athletes, Justin London wanted to play professionally, but has found a home as a coach.
To see the game from a different angle and being able to be involved from a different, point of view, being a coach instead of a player, something that I really found that I really enjoyed.
5 years ago, London took over as a COC women's soccer team head coach. Recently, the team has secured their 3rd straight Western Southern Conference title. During that span, the team has lost 1 conference game. At a junior college level, consistency is important. Coach London's tactic? Recruiting.
I make sure I recruit the right kind of players who are going to come and buy in, and then we have everything in place here. I mean, the school's amazing, the facilities are outstanding.
While inexperience at the playoff level has eliminated COC the last 2 years, London believes the team now has the confidence of being there before to help them win those close games.
Now that we've kind of developed that reputation, we kind of have that culture here, that's going to come into play for us.
For Cougar News, I'm Tyler Whiting.
College of the Canyons basketball season is underway, and the Cougars are looking to follow up last year's success with another great year. The Clash of the Canyons tournament gave them their first big test, and Moshe Milan has the story.
We're here at the Clash of the Canyons tip-off event, where the Cougar men's basketball team takes on Cuyamaca. This is the first game of the season. Hopefully they'll go 1-0 and win this tournament all the way through.
The COC men's basketball team is making a statement with defense in the first game of the season, holding the Cuyamaca squad to under 50 points. Now 3 games into the season with a 2-1 record and faring 1-1 in the Canyons tip-off event, the team looks ready for a great season. Head coach Howard Fisher talks to his big men Zach Davis and Arthur McCutcheon during the timeout. The coach has his boys focused on a new season and tells us what work has to be done to be successful.
I think our defense always can get better. I think tomorrow's game is going to be an entirely different style of play, so we have to do a good job. Today we did a very good job taking care of the basketball. Tomorrow, full court press. The tempo is going to be a lot different, and we're going to have to match the energy from our opponent. Well, I think our sophomores, the guys who've been through battles for a couple years, our point guard Roman Delgado did a really good job today. Our captains, David Horst, Dalibor, Nankovic, just the guys that have been through it. Zach Davis started for us after coming back from another school, transfer Ilyaev also. So the guys that we expect to step up made some good plays today. Traditionally, we play solid defense here. And that we held the team 50 points first game out of the season, so we're proud of that accomplishment. And as long as we play solid defense, make up for some of the deficiencies or not putting the ball in when maybe we should. We just got to continue to grow. We're trying to find some other pieces, some other players to step up and make plays for us and make positive contributions on the court. And I think as long as we play hard and do what we're supposed to, we'll be in the mix.
We're here at College of the Canyons basketball stadium, and all the lights are out because they just shot the lights out, beating their opponent by 22 points. One of the first games of the season, and it looked like a really good team going forward. The coach, he says they got some work to do, but he says he's very happy with the results. At COC College, I'm Moshe Milan for CougarNews.com.
All right, we got one story left in this doozy of a sportscast. The women's volleyball team at COC is having one of their best seasons on record. They entered the postseason play today against Bakersfield College for a chance to win the Western Conference South title. Adam Schumes unlocks the key to their success.
If you had one word to describe the season that the College of the Canyons volleyball team is having, it would be
competitive, ferocious, tenacious,
interesting.
A lot of credit has to be given to head coach Lisa Hooper. She's been able to successfully combine the team of freshmen and sophomores together. That's amazing if you consider she only gets to coach the girls a maximum of 2 years. What's her secret?
Being selected a pretty good quality group of women helps. I think that they all buy in. We also do a good number of team building activities. We did probably our most extensive team building activity this summer. We went to a local rock climbing gym and did some things that really challenged us.
The Cougars have learned to play with one another. They're ranked number 24 in the state of California and are poised to make a serious run at the conference tournament.
But if you haven't seen them play this year,
I think we're exciting. I think we're up-tempo. I think we're pretty sophisticated in our offense. I think our genuine love of the sport is pretty evident when you watch us.
with the Cougars possibly starting the tournament on the road, it shouldn't be a problem because playing away from home has been one of the Cougars' strengths this year. Hooper credits the team's success to pre-game preparation.
Volleyball court is a volleyball court. The dimensions don't change. And so you can play volleyball as long as you're going after it and you got your mind right, you can play volleyball anywhere.
Regardless of the outcome of the rest of the Cougar season, this fall has been memorable. Reporting for Cougar News, I'm Adam Schumes.
I've got one word for you. How about champs? The Cougars won their conference today against Bakersfield. That's going to do it for this sportscast. Great story, Adam. We're going to send it over to you, man.
Thanks. Well, Jesse, that was a doozy. The holiday season is approaching, and what a better way to start the season than by giving back. Haley Cook takes a look at a local organization whose goal is to give back to local kids this holiday season.
The Boys and Girls Club of Santa Clarita is hosting the 11th Annual Festival of Trees from November 15th through the 24th, and it's a great way to kick off the Christmas season.
Who does not love the Festival of Trees? I mean, the Christmas trees, the music, the entertainment, the performances, and now, for the third year in a row, the magic show at the Festival of Trees. And every year, it's just grown, and it's a big popular event. And actually, this year, we're doing 2 shows, different shows, because of the popularity.
Open on select weekdays and with special events each weekend, it offers something for the whole family. Plus, you don't have to just admire these special decorations, they're all up for auction. With the finale event being the Magic of the Lights Gala, where winners are going to be given their purchases.
As you can see on the tables, there are silent auction sheets. You can sign up if you want to put the price down, or you can wait until the big auction, which is where we auction off the bigger trees. It's a happy time of year, and to see the children and the families together, and it's just a fun time of year.
If you want to get more involved with the Festival of Trees and the Santa Clarita Boys and Girls Club, you can go to their website at scvbgc.org. I'm Haley Cook reporting for Cougar News.
Just in time for the holidays, I found out how a Valencia teen is using her talents to help those in need.
I've been singing in a choir, and I started singing there when I was 4 years old, and I was in that choir for 7 years at the Salvation Army, and I went into a higher level choir, and I've been at the Salvation Army for 11 years now.
Madison has been given many singing opportunities through the Salvation Army.
We've done a lot of shows on TV. We've done Dancing with the Stars, and we also performed with Jessica Sanchez, and she came in second on American Idol, and we also sang at the Staples Center.
I heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do ya?
There are only a few of my friends that I get to sing with, and it's always really fun to sing with them.
Last winter, Madison decided to use her singing to help others and participate in ringing and singing.
Ringing and singing is part of the Salvation Army, and last year was my first Christmas doing it. And what you do is you stand outside of shops while people do their Christmas shopping, and you ring bells and ask for donations. I think ringing and singing is really important, especially for the church and the Salvation Army, because they raise money for people for the holidays, for the people who aren't as fortunate to have a Christmas like we do. And it's important to raise funds for people who aren't as lucky as we are.
Make sure to look out for singers this holiday season and make a donation to the Salvation Army. For Cougar News, I'm Taylor Villanueva.
That will do it for this edition of Cougar News. Remember to check us out on our website at cougarnews.com.
And if you have any news tips, feel free to email us at cougarnews@canyons.edu. Good night and happy Thanksgiving.